Yo! Welcome back guys to a new video. Today we're gonna carry on where we left off last time. If you guys didn't catch the last video, what we did was essentially start to tear down the whole car. So as you can see, the whole front end is completely gone, alongside with some of the rear parts as well. So today we're actually gonna be tackling the interior. The plan is we're gonna be removing as much of the interior as possible, and I'm even gonna try to get the dash out as well. The plan is the whole interior is gonna be completely empty, because if you guys didn't know and are new to the channel, this whole car is gonna be a sort of full-on restoration. So I'm essentially gonna strip the entire car of everything. We're talking every single thing on the car. All of it is gonna be gone. Everything is gonna be gone, so I can actually take my time and restore this from the ground up. You guys probably noticed this light over here, and this light is a pretty powerful studio light, as you can see. And I can adjust the brightness and everything on it. It's a super useful thing to just make my shots better. As you can see, the detail is very good, paired with my camera and everything. So since we are tackling the interior today, well, as you can see, this studio light is gonna help a bunch. And yeah, I'm super excited for that. Now, compared to the last video, you might notice that so many parts that I took off the car are actually gone. And that's because I actually sold them. So the entire front end is gone, and all of the small details that I removed off the rear also gone. I sold them to a guy. He had crashed his Y2K hatch, and I was just like, hey, you can take them for cheap if it helps out. So that's what we did. And he was just like super surprised, because he was like, dude, no way you're selling it off so cheap. And I was just like, meh, you know, I don't care. I would rather give it to someone that actually needs it than make more money of it, if it makes sense. Because I believe in karma, right? I believe that being a good person is way more important than making a profit of something. So in the last episode, we actually took out the taillights, as you guys can see, and the rear bumper. So I actually started a bit over here in the back of the trunk. And yeah, you can already see like surface rust and everything from years of, well, gasket leakage, I guess you could call it. Because if you guys didn't know, on EK Civics, the taillight gaskets often go bad. So they actually start leaking. Water gets in here, I believe, and then it goes through here, through the taillight gasket, down here, and onto the spare wheel trunk area. So that is why majority of EK Civics are rusty down here. So the number one step we're going to be doing today is we're going to be removing the rear seats, because that's basically the first thing you do when you're going to strip an EK Civic or any sort of Honda, I guess you could say, or any sort of car. So let's do that. Boom. There we go. Nice. Back seat is fully out. Look guys, I made a sofa. No need to buy a couch now, right? Sick! Okay, so all of the seat belts are out. So the next step is removing the front seats, of course. They take up the most space in the cabin. And by removing both of these seats, I'll get access to everything else that needs to be removed from this interior. So, yeah. In the bin, as mighty car mods say. In the bin. Out of my car you go! Now that both seats are out, we can get way more space, as you guys can see now. This is how the interior is currently looking. There are Red Bull stains everywhere. We have rust, we have this old lighter, we have candy wraps, we have a coin even, nice. We have snooze, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it's looking beneath the carpet and everything, because I know for a fact that Civics tend to rust pretty badly there and there as well, because people don't use floor mats for some reason. So all of the water, you know, snow and everything goes right through the carpet and creates a lot of rust. So next step is we are gonna be removing, I'm gonna remove this whole area here, and then we'll remove the carpet as well, and then I'll vacuum everything. So yeah, it might look a bit better. That looks a bit better, right? I cleaned it up as best that I could. Looks pretty decent. This whole carpet is gonna come out anyway, but you know, I wanted to have a clean workspace, so there we go. Just like that. Bracket is out. Very good. Out. First one is out. Boom. There we go. Alright, day 2. We are back. Yesterday I actually went home because it was super late, and of course we are gonna be taking out the rest of the interior today. So the carpet is gonna be coming out. I'll try to take out the dash, of course the door card as well, headliner, all the A-pillars and all of these sort of extra stuff, you know. All the seat belts, we have all the seat belts here. I do know for a fact that these types of Hondas, they tend to rust a lot in the floor pan, especially here. And here by the where the driver has their feet as well, and you can see here from the seat as well, the whole bracket has like rusted apart, and that's also a very common thing with 90s Hondas. It's looking pretty good so far. I actually checked beneath, and the rust isn't that bad from what I can see in the floor pan. So hopefully under the carpet is looking pretty good as well, because that is what I'm the most worried about. You know, I'm gonna be replacing the rear arches, as you guys can see. So both sides has been sort of repaired before. You can sort of tell here the previous owner has been at it, cutting and welding, and the job isn't very good. So of course I'm gonna fix that. And here's the other side as well, where it's much more clear. Yeah, the entire thing needs to be replaced. But good thing is, this is in good condition. This would be very hard to repair otherwise. So the biggest concern of the car currently is, as mentioned, the floor pan. So hopefully it's gonna look clean under here. Otherwise, I'm in for a very big repair job. I want this car to be as clean and as, you know, spotless as possible. This is gonna be my long-term project, so naturally I want the highest quality as possible. So remember just now what I said about the carpet, about the floor pan rusting over here and just over here as well. Well, it turns out that my car looks beautiful down here. Damn, yeah, this looks very good. Take a look, guys. Often these areas are super rotten and just rusted out. But mine seems to be solid. And on this side, yeah, it's the same on this side. I'm super happy with this. This makes me very excited, actually. It's hard to see because it's kind of dark, but this is not rust. This is just dirt. So as you guys can see, it's very nice. Damn, this makes me very happy. Cool. This makes me a bit more optimistic because I was just like, the car is in very good condition for its age. You know, the sails are pretty good. The rear suspension, like the trunk, the spare wheel area is pretty good as well. That's just surface rust from the taillight gaskets from the taillights. So to see this as well, like alongside the entire sort of where the gas tank is, like this whole area over here, it looks very promising. Now the big question is, does this area here look as good? I just wanted to show you guys something before we continue. And if you guys didn't know, my garage came equipped with this engine hoist over here, and I actually managed to get this remote down. So there's no need to buy a sort of engine lift that you put on the ground, because I already have it in my ceiling. So let me show you guys how this works. Take a look, that's it. Nice. And this is a pretty heavy unit as well. I think this can handle like, how many kilos is it? I mean, it's enough for a D14 at least, right? But yeah, this is what we are going to be using when it's time to lift the engine out later. So that's sick. Man, I'm so excited for this. Imagine when the whole engine is out. Because I have never even done something as drastic as this on a car. Like, just lifting out an engine, that's a pretty big thing for someone that has very little experience working on cars. So having this is a lifesaver for sure. I just need to buy this sort of engine mount for this, and we can just lift the engine up. And we're good. Cool. There we go. First side is out. Still in one piece. Other one is out. Alright, so we are making even more progress. Now that the pillars are out over here, we have the headliner left. And we have the other pillars over here, as you guys can see. I did actually remove these plastics over here, just to be able to, you know, get a sort of glimpse what's hiding under the carpet. And it's looking pretty okay so far. We are gonna be taking out the entire carpet, of course, and assess the situation fully. Now we're gonna be removing the headliner and the A-pillars, and then we're gonna start with the dash and the door cards. There we go. There we go. Came out pretty easily. That's the second one out. Yeah, it's exciting. Nice. Jesus Christ, it's so dusty in here. What the hell is this? Oh. Yes! Yes! Oh! Oh God! Ah! Ah! The entire headline is on me. Okay, so this is the current situation though. Headliner is out. The entire back part is out, except for the smaller pieces, you know, wiring and all that, as mentioned before. Alright, so I believe it's time to take the carpet out now I'm just gonna unscrew this center console, and then we should be able to just remove the entire carpet. Then we'll see how much rust there actually is in the floor pan. Let's do it. The whole center console is out, as you guys can see. Alright, let's look at the damage. Okay, the entire carpet just decides to follow. Okay, so far it looks very, very clean. That's nice. This is surface rust. Let's do it on the other side. It's time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Come on. Alright. Here we go. Is my Civic overly rusty or not? Dude, are you serious? I think it's gonna be the worst over here. Otherwise it looks very, very solid. I'm not gonna lie. There we go. That's my floorboard. Ah. There we go, finally. Guys, this is very, very exciting. Take a look at the condition of the floorboard. We have surface rust here, but none of it is like rusted through. So this looks very, very good for a car from 1996. So this is 30 years old, this car. Look, there, it's so clean for its age. Of course, we have the usual rust here at the sort of dash structure, but it's not related to the car. What I'm interested in is how it actually looks beneath the sound deadening as well. But so far, this looks very good. And on the driver's side that I was hearing the most, we are actually in the clear as well. We have rust here as well, but it doesn't seem to be any sort of deep rust. There's some of it here, but it doesn't seem to be an overly serious case of rust. So that's nice. Take a look at that. This is very nice. We have no rust here. We have some rust here, and I'm gonna have to tap that with a screwdriver. What I'm gonna have to do in the future is I'm gonna have to order some dry ice so you can actually take out all of the old sound deadening, because we're gonna be doing an audio build. So we are gonna be needing some modern sound deadening. But I'm super happy with how this car actually is. I did not expect the condition that it actually is in for being 30 years old. And sure, the bumper supports are rotten. Like, I think I'm gonna have to cut this off. And same on this side as well. I don't think it's savable. But that doesn't really matter. That's not very important. The most important part actually looks pretty decent. And I'm so excited for this. So basically all that's left of the cabin now is the dash and the door cards. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking out the dash first and then finish off with the doors. Because, you know, if you're going to be doing a full-on restoration like I am, taking out the dash is necessary because I'm going to want to paint the entire inside. So I want everything to look good, you know. I want to do it the proper way. Even if it is my first project ever, I am gonna do this as well as I can. Like, all the small details matter on a car like this. It gives it that sort of aura that it's done done up right. And this car has very, very good potential to be something very, very good. So we are gonna start to take out the dash right now. And then the top cover is... clusters out. Finally. I think it's coming out. Oh. Why was this so difficult? Now it's gonna be much easier to disassemble all this later. Okay, so after taking a small break, after I took the dash out, we are now back. We're gonna be doing both door cards now. As you guys can see, these two are the only remaining parts left of all of the big plastic, interior bits. And then otherwise the cabin is fully stripped. Except for all the wiring, all the the shifter, handbrake, all of the extra harnesses and all that. And of course the steering wheel. But yeah, it's getting more exciting. I had taken a closer look at all of the sort of behind the scenes of the dash, and it actually doesn't look that deep, that advanced. And I sort of understand why Civics are so beloved and so easy to work on. Because even this, to me, that doesn't have much experience, this looks like I know where everything goes, roughly. I have an idea. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty fun to see where this goes. The plan is to strip this entire thing, all of it. It's just gonna be metal left. Nothing is gonna be here once I'm done with it. And we're gonna dry ice this, remove everything. I'm gonna fix all the rust, I'm gonna clean it up. Then we're gonna paint the entire cabin in championship white. And that's the color I'm gonna paint this entire car in. So I wanted to do it right the first time. Many people, for example, they just paint the exterior with the windows on. They don't even touch the engine bay or the cabin. But, I'm a very, very detail-oriented type of person. So I really want this entire thing, even the undercarriage, to be painted and prepped, and cared for, because this car is meant to compete at events and shows and all that. So I really want this to be as well done as possible. And we've got a great base going. So as mentioned, all we need to do now is get rid of both door cards over here, and that should be the entire interior. Very, very easy to remove, so this has probably been tampered with before. Here we go. Carefully, because I want these to be nice, in good condition. There you go. First one out. Just like that. The sort of handle cover is out. You can start to try and pry it off, because the screws are out. Come on. Yes, sir, it's coming out. Finally. There we go. One door card is off. Alright, so this is where the car is at currently. So both door cards are out. And I didn't film this one mainly because, it's the same process as over there. And I didn't want to bore you guys with even more teardown footage. But yeah, this is how it looks currently. Everything is out. All of the major panels are out. Door cards, the dash is out. Other door cards, all of the plastic for the sides as well. The carpet is out. All of the seats, we have basically majority of the parts are over here. As you can see, it's quite a lot for just one car. And then we have the sides here, and we have the door cards here, along with the dash and the lower dash there. So it's quite a few things. But, you know, it's going along pretty well, and we've done some massive progress in this video. The floor pan is intact, there isn't that much rust that needs to be fixed. Yeah, you can take a look for yourselves to assess the sort of condition. Surface rust, we got some rust over there for the footwells. But otherwise it looks very clean. For a car from 96, that is. What do you guys think? There's basically just the engine area left, and that is what we're going to be doing for the next video. And after that, we are probably going to be putting it on jack stands, so we can take out all of the suspension stuff also. You know, the whole undercarriage and all that. We are just at the start of this project, and man, am I excited for this. As mentioned, next week we're gonna start to remove all of the sort of engine stuff here. And after that, we're gonna continue on to the undercarriage. And then it's time to start with welding all of this, all of the sails, and just restore this car up to its max potential. And man, do I have lots to learn for this. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Make sure to take care of yourselves in the meantime.